Hello, guys. Good morning. How are you today? Welcome to Empowerment Technology class. This is Teacher Melo, your teacher for this morning session. To start with our session this morning, we will start discussing on house rules or online house rules. So, the first one is be on time. So, since you have here 10 or 15 minutes before the time, so that's a good move. So, congratulations, guys. Now, the second one is be prepared. So, for you, before you are going to log in our class, you have to be prepared. Huh? So, you have to set everything. Prepare yourself before attending our class. Okay? Now, the third one is turn on your camera. So that we could see each other. I could see your beautiful and handsome faces. So you really have to turn on your camera. The next one is do not eat. No? So while we will be having our class, so please take your meal before our class. So do not eat while we will be having our class. Okay? The fifth one is dress up appropriately. No? Wear something that you could find comfortable and presentable one. Okay? So another is mute your mic. So you have to mute your mic when you are not talking so that you cannot interfere our discussion. Now, another thing is raise your hand. So raise your hand when you are going to talk so that you are being recognized. Anyway, we have our emoticons there. You can use or you can make the use of emoticons that we have here. No? So you can raise your hand if you have something to ask. No? Okay, so that me as your teacher, I could recognize your presence. I mean your answer. Okay, another thing is enjoy learning, the last one. So let's have fun in learning for this session this morning, guys. So I do hope you have understand our house rule, online house rule this morning. So to start with our session this morning, the competency that we are going to discuss is all about evaluating existing website, online resources based on the principles of graphics and layout. But I do believe before we can evaluate, let us have a short discussion first on what are the principles of graphics and layout. So the skills that we're going to develop here is to evaluate. So for us to evaluate, we have a short discussion talking about the principles of graphics and layout. But to start with the principles of graphics and layout, let me ask first this question. What is the most visited website around the world? Okay, very good. Thank you, guys. Your answer is correct. The most visited website around the world is Google. Google is the most visited website around the world. So, most popular website, Website 86.9 billion. Imagine, 86.9 billions total monthly visits. So that is why Google is considered as the most visited website around the world. Okay, let's proceed to another question. What does it make Google as the most visited website around the world? Or why does Google is considered to be the most visited website around the world? Very good. It's a good answer. Correct answer, guys. With the desire of Google and their ability to provide a higher quality resource for its user, that makes Google as the most visited website around the world. For they provide a higher quality research or result. So if a user or Google provides a simple and better result to the user. So if the user like the research result they find based on the search query, then the user, just like you, will be happy. So that clearly shows or that proves that Google as the most or considered as the most visited website around the world. Now may I ask, who developed Google website? Or who is the developer of the Google website? Okay, very good. That's a good answer, guys. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, and the one who developed the Google website. Now, when Larry Page and Sergey Brin developed the Google website, they applied the principles of graphics and layout. No? So, we are going to discuss what are the 6 principles of graphics and layout. So, this is very important for you guys. Why? Because at the end of the semester, in your own little way, you can be called as developer because you are going to create your own website. So for us to create a website, let us discuss first the 6 principles of graphics and layout in order to come up a good, interactive, and good looking website. So let me present to you the 6 principles of graphics and layout. So let's start learning. Okay, are you ready, guys? Okay, that's good. Okay, let me present to you the first principles of graphics and layout. The first one is balance. When we are going to talk about balance, from the word itself, balance means equal. The visual weight of the object, textures, colors, and space is evenly distributed around the screen. So everything is balanced. So there's nothing na makita nimo na nag-override. So the space, the text, the color doesn't override with each other. So everything is in place, everything is in balance. And that is the first principles. So I have here an example of what a balance is. So graphics, so take a look with the graphics. The images, no, didn't overpower the text. So the text is being placed at the center. No? So meaning to say you can clearly see and read the text. So that is what we call an example or principle of balance. Okay, shall we proceed? The second principle. The second principle is emphasis. From the word itself, emphasis, no, it gives an emphasize. It gives a certain focus. So it is an area in the design that may appear in different size, textures, shape, or color in order to attract viewers' attention. So in your layout, you are going to apply emphasis in order to catch up viewers' attention. No? So with the different size, textures, or objects, or even colors, you can apply emphasis to it in order to catch viewers' attention. No? So let me present to you an example of an emphasis. A website that applies the principles of emphasis. The Google. No? So if we are going to evaluate here, class, Google, so the thing that emphasizes here or catch up our attention is the word Google. So in order to catch up attention, Larry Page and Sergey Brin apply the different colors of the word Google in order to attract viewers' attention. So this is one thing why in this image on this website, it applies the principles of emphasis. Okay? Now let's proceed to the next one, the third one. The third one is movement. From the word itself, movement, it does not only imply with something that is moving, but with movement, visual elements guides the viewer's eyes around the screen. So if you are going to take a look with this picture, guys, no, there is something that could guide our eyes in that particular screen or in this particular screen. Now, if you are going to take a look and start it here, try to go over here. There is something that could guide our eyes going up. In some other way, vice versa, from going up down to here. No? So that is what we call as movement. Okay, shall we proceed with the fourth one? Pattern, repetition, and rhythm. From the word itself, pattern, repetition, and rhythm, repeating visual elements on an image or layout create a unity in the layout or image. From the word itself, repetition, there is something, an object that is being repeatedly imparted in your layout. No? So, but be selective on this principle, guys, because not all objects, once you imparted it in your layout repeatedly, it could create a sense of unity, but instead it creates a certain chaos. It's nice. It is not nice to look at it. So be selective, no? So pattern, repetition, and rhythm. There must be a sense of unity among the object, among the elements that you have imparted in your layout. So let us take a look or evaluate with this example. A ballerina, that is an example of an image wherein which with this example it is being imparted it repeatedly in our layout. So the first here is group of 3, another group of 3, and then another group of 3. So it creates a sense of unity wherein which it creates another form of outlook. No? Now the second one is a marble. A simple marble. It was being implemented or imparted in our layout repeatedly, and it creates another outlook of image. So this is what we call pattern, repetition, and rhythm as the 4 principles of graphics and layout. Okay, let's proceed with the 4th one, proportion. From the word itself, proportion, the visual elements creates a sense of unity where they relate with one another. So meaning each object that you have imparted in your layout must relate with one another. So the size, the sizes of the object must relate with one another. Okay, so let's have an example. Proportion, the size of an element in relation to one another. So let's say, for example, for this bottle, water, and a human. Yeah? So these images here, the object here really relates with one another. No? So meaning if we are going to take a look with this, a human cannot live without water. No? So there is a need for a human to drink water. No? So if we are going to take a look, the bottle, the water, and the human are interrelated with one another. So there is a relationship between the objects that you have imparted within your layout. Let's say, for example, if your image is all about tools, so basically, everything that we could find within that image is all about tools. No? So regardless of what kind of tools is that, as long as all the images or pictures or objects that you have in your image is all about the tools. So they relate with one another. Now the last one is variety. From the word itself, variety, meaning daghan, several, uses several design elements to draw viewers' attention. See, it's not focuses on one but 2 or more elements, design elements is being imparted in your layout in order to draw another form of attention. So let's say, for example, for variety, so giving this example for variety, so take a look of this one. Combining visual elements to achieve intricate and complex relationship. So take a look with this picture. So there are a lot of elements is being imparted with this picture. So there is what we call somewhat like a fish or a certain bird, or what is that? So I guess several, meaning not only one but more, 2 or more elements is being imparted with this image to create a certain form of outlook. So what you are going to think of variety is, from the word itself, variety, several, not only one, but 2 or more elements. Okay? So thank you so much, guys. Those are the 6 principles or the last principles of graphics and layout. Now, let's have a recap. No? So let us have a recap on the 6 principles of graphics and layout. Now, the 6 principles of graphics and layout. By the way, any clarification before we will proceed? Okay, none. Thank you. Okay, but then let us have a short recap to have a clear understanding. So the first 6 principles are the balance, the emphasis, and the movement. So talking about the balance, evenly distributed on the screen, with emphasis, catch up viewers' attention. No? Something that could catch up the viewer's attention. The third one is movement, something that could guide our eyes around the screen. Okay, so those are the first 3. Now another set of 3 for the principles of graphics and layout. Pattern, repetition, and rhythm. No? There is what we call A repetition of object imparted within your layout. Proportion. Each object relates with one another, proportionate with one another. And the last one is variety. Variety means several elements imparted in your layout. No? So those are the 6 principles of graphics and layout.
Okay, so any clarification, guys? Any questions? Okay, so everything is clear. So I really hope that you have really understand our lesson this morning. So for our evaluation, please check it out on our Google Classroom. I have posted there your evaluation about evaluating the principles of graphics and layout. So thank you so much, guys, for attending our class this morning, and see you next session that we have. Salamat, amping kanunay, God bless, and bye-bye!